There's Aries. There's Mendo on the KTM.
Welcome everyone for the first part of my vlog at Moab. And yes, it's gonna be a voiceover. Well, part of it's gonna be a voiceover. For those of you that have never traveled in a large group of dual sport vlogging motorcycles, there's Minute Stop, by the way. He's from Hawaii. It is interesting the more people that you get. It's very cool, it's very fun. But it's different in that, especially at the beginning, because you've never ridden with these guys before. You might have watched their videos on YouTube, but you know, hey, watch out there, Aries, get back on the road. There you go, that's better. I'm thinking at this point, I like to lead, I like to be in the front, but I'm on somebody else's bike, and I've never been here before. Oh, check out Joe. You see that? Oh, awesome. I wish, you know, everybody should cross the water like Joe. Back wheel down, front wheel high. That's how you ride. I love my dual cameras, by the way. I highly recommend it when you're riding in a group. As I said, though, riding in a group, your first time out, you're like, you know, am I a front group kind of guy? Am I a back group kind of guy? Am I a middle group kind of guy?
Because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, I think. Okay, I can see back there. I don't know. Yeah, 6, 7. Dusty. Woo. I gotta thank Yama Joe and Yama Joe's uncle, because that's what I'm riding, is Yama Joe's uncle's bike. I still have the choke on. Choke's now on. Dusty trail. What a pretty sight in Moab.
I'd say it takes a good 5-6 miles to where you kind of feel comfortable riding with these guys. You know, any guys, not just these guys, but after a while you kind of figure out who you're like to ride with, you know, who you're comfortable with, who's comfortable with you, which guys are going to be aggressive, which guys are going to be more conservative, and there's nothing wrong with either of those things. It's just a matter of feeling everybody out.
That's Nest Up Productions leading the way.
Watching my rear camera from the front has been fun because I didn't get to see Joe at all from that angle. Normally, for the rest of the week, I rode right behind Joe. And to see, kind of watch him and see how much his front wheel is off the ground is awesome.
Joe caught a lot of little air there. Check out those peaks, people. Don't know if you can really see them. I'm gonna turn off.
Due to the dust, I shut that camera off, and as you can tell, it's kind of fuzzy or blurry when I go into my contour on the front. My drift looks pretty good until the sun starts hitting, and then it starts getting this rainbow type, like sun ray effect thing that I'm not really proud of. But again, riding in a group for the first time with these guys, and this is a smaller group, is 7. And later on, we almost hit 20, and I have plenty of footage of that as well. But for now, we're just going to watch that 7, and this has been just, for the first experience in Moab, it's been great. I rode the little 80 in the morning, and then I'm riding the big TT 350 now, and that's what I end up riding the rest of the week. And Joe, of course, is riding Katie. He's got his KDX, sorry there, Joe, KDX 200. And as I said, riding in front of him and seeing him from behind has been really cool. That's a good reason to have a camera when you do this type of things. You catch things you didn't see before. See that? Wheelie every time. He is the man. Just watch him ride. And of course, there's Aries. We're gonna get a little drag race here.
Contour camera is back on. The drift is still
Not really a drag race, but When I've ridden with big groups in the past, it's always some people who kind of organize the thing, and so they end up going in the front. And then there's usually somebody who's assigned to be a sweeper. We didn't actually do this, but Joe is so conscious of everything that's going on around him and all the people that he's riding with that at one point up here, we stop and, you know, Ness is leading the way, and Ness is kind of feeling like, you know, he's in charge as well because he's got those guys from Hawaii and Oregon that came down. And so I'm sure he's feeling all this pressure to, you know, make everything awesome. And at one point, he and Joe have a conversation. I hope you don't mind me sharing this, Ness, but Joe just told him, hey, relax. We're on the bikes. Forget about all that other stuff and just have fun. And they see, there goes Joe. He's going back to check on Minute Stop. And we thought maybe he was having trouble with his bike. You know, nobody kind of knows, but everyone's kind of taking in the scenery, and everybody's kind of, again, we just kind of met everybody, and so no one's got really much to say, and we're kind of figuring stuff out. Mendo goes on for a little expedition right here. And as I mentioned, Joe's going back to check on Minute Stop, and Minute Stop was just fiddling with his camera. He wanted to get some vlogs in, and so he goes back to help. But at that point, you know, we're kind of, what do we do? Should we go forward? Should we wait? And everyone's just kind of waiting to see what happens.
Sedimentary rock.
So at this point, Minute Stop's caught back up. And I think this is where Joe and Ness have their conversation. And Joe is like, hey man, we are on the bikes. Forget about the broken bikes from before. Everybody's got two wheels. Let's just go have fun. And Ness really loosens up after that. And there he goes. See you, Ness. Then Mendo. Then Minute Stop. And then here I come. And we have some great times up ahead. Just absolutely wonderful ride. This is probably one of my favorite days. Just the group of guys, we ended up meshing up really well. We got to where Mendo and Ness would lead, and then Joe and I would lead, and we just kind of chase each other down back and forth. And when we'd stop to wait for anybody behind us, we didn't have to wait that long. Even Minute Stop on that 80, man, he would just be right behind us. A lot of times he was slowing down to do some vlogs, so make sure you check out his channel. Make sure you go see what he's talked about, or listen to what he talked about, and see what he was seeing. So again, this is a great ride. We're on Chicken Corners. We're heading out to that spot in Moab National Park.
It's like a road.
And the first part is like a road, but it gets a bit more technical later on. We got a good overlook coming up, and after that, which will be in a different video, we really get to open up and really get to ride some sand, ride some rocks, just see some really neat views and wonderful scenery. Had a great time. I'm just loving life right now. When I ride, I just like to kind of see where I'm at and where the bike's gonna go and what obstacles I need to avoid or what line I want to take. And I'm not really taking in the scenery. That's kind of what I feel like the camera's for. I'm there to ride. I am ride a map, and I just want to ride. And Joe and I had that same mentality. And once we all got moving, man, it was a blast just to get out there and haul tail and twist the throttle and off you go. I'd like to tell you about the bike that I'm riding, but I'm getting ready to actually do a vlog here in a second while I'm riding. So that will have to wait. Stay tuned.
I need a good story.
If you're like me, and I'm sure that you are, you'll want to find out about that. And I'd like to tell you about everybody else's bikes too, but it'll have to wait for a different vlog and episode.
Well, back when I was in high school, I learned that I really liked girls' attention. And we would go out, my friends and I, and we would try to do things to get girls' attention. when I went to college, and if you watched my vlog about my favorite movie, and I met my friend Dave, well, Dave and I, we had very similar views. We really like to go out with girls. We like to date them, and we like to, you know, have fun with them. And so we would have contests. And I alluded to that in one of my videos, but it didn't explain the situation. So let me tell you. Whoa, I got roosted. Woohoo! One of the things we would do is try to see who could get the most girls to kiss them. And so we would set up a contest, and we called it the washer contest. And washer as in those little metal things that you use in tools and stuff, you know, with screws and bolts. The reason we called it the washer contest is because every time we got a girl to kiss us, we would put a washer around a necklace that we were wearing. I know, chauvinist pigs. But that's fun. Another group of dual sporters. Well, we were having a great... Those are all chicks. Those are all girls. Speaking of girls, there's 3 motorcyclist girls from Alberta, Canada. That's awesome. Where to, guys? Are we picture taking?
Awesome! Still getting your scanner terrain in Hawaii, but you get other stuff.
Yeah, the kickstand was kicking out, man. Yeah, no, that's better than it was yesterday. I was like, jeez. I stuffed a washer in there to hold it in a little bit better.
Oh, yeah?
I said we line up the bikes.
What's up?
Let's line up the bikes.
Bikes on this. That's awesome.
Line up the bikes over here, guys.
This is insane.
Oh, okay. Don't take your bike.
What? Are you born and raised in Hawaii?
No, California.
Oh, okay. But you live there now.
Yeah, I live in Hawaii now.
What part of Hawaii?
In Maui.
So you're in Maui.
Yeah.
What part of California were you?
Mendocino.
Okay, yeah.
Northern.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Well, I was born in Colorado, but I finished high school in Vegas, and now I live in Tennessee.
This bike is gnarly.
That bike, yeah.
You guys will probably pass us.
I'm gonna say it's longer than you think.
We have a topo map if you want to look at it.
No choice on this bike. You have to.
Sure, yeah, I wouldn't mind.
But like, it doesn't go that fast.
Yeah, we got a little bike.
This is insane, man.
We have a little bit.
Depending on where you stay.
We've been going for just a
Some weight
couple
on that
miles.
side
We're still
anyways. It wants to fall over.
Oh, we used to be able to do it.
Got to get out my good camera. Well, it was good about 5-6 years ago.
No, that's